Friday Night Live with Cat Carter. Get ready, set, let's go. Come on. It's Friday night. It's Friday Night Live. It's Friday night. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. It's Friday night. Hey. It's Friday night. It's Friday night. Yeah. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. It's Friday night. It's Friday Night Live. It's Friday night. It's Friday night with Cat Carter.
Hey, welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Kat Carter. How are you all doing today? OMG. You know what? I have a 3-day weekend. I hardly know how to act. I am so excited. I'm going to get me some rest, and more rest. Yes. So, Friday Night Live is a positive platform where we come to inform, innovate, and inspire. Yes. And so I tell you what, if you are here tonight, you are in for a big treat. I am telling you, I'm so honored to have this guest here on my show. I've been trying to get him for 2 years. Yes, and he is here tonight. Sean Ingram is in the house. OMG. You know who Sean Ingram is? Well, you will after today. I'm telling you, he is full of word. He is very encouraging. He has a deep passion for our youth, which really attracted me to him. And he's just a really, really cool guy. So let me tell you a little bit about Sean, get him on. I have kidnapped him for the entire hour. He is my only guest today. So we're going to sit back, have a great conversation, and see what the Lord does. All right. So Sean Ingram is an author, actor, educator, spoken word artist, and motivational speaker. His mission and ministry is to engage, enlighten, and elevate discouraged youth from their struggles to their success. Please welcome to Friday Night Live, Sean Ingram.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, I'm
Hey,
so excited to have you on here. You just don't even understand. This is just a great treat. Oh my gosh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your bam. There it is. There it
there
is,
we go.
Sean.
Make sure y'all
Oh
go
my
check it out.
gosh. Yes, sir. Oh, I like that shirt. I like that hoodie
Thank you,
that you
thank
got
you. Yeah,
on.
this is definitely one of the Sean Ingram collections. The devil is a liar, God is the truth, and I am the proof.
Oh,
All available on the website.
hey, that
So
kind of rhymed
definitely,
a little bit. Yeah.
definitely.
So
I'm a
yeah.
poet, and I know
Absolutely, right?
it.
So we got his website on the bottom of the screen. So you all make sure you check it out. You can find all kinds of what he's doing for his events, his his apparel, and his music and his books. So
Thank
check
you.
that out. So that's a very important website, guys. All right. Well, Sean, I don't even want to prolong because I just want to just talk and be encouraged and just hear what you have to say and inspire us tonight. So we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about his book.
Yep. From poverty to prison to prosperity.
Yes. Isn't this a nice book? Look at this book, y'all. Look at this book. Yeah, so we're going to be talking
Thank
about
you.
this book and finding out a little bit about Sean. So I'm getting ready to ask him some questions. I'm going to ask him some questions and see what he said. All right, Sean. So you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Let's get
All
it
right.
in.
All right. So how did you come up with the title of your book? This is like major.
Um, Well, when I first started writing my autobiography, it was about the journey, and I wanted the journey to, inspire somebody. And it was just like, what has been the journey? What has been my journey? That was the question that I really asked myself. And that is my journey. A kid that come from severe poverty outside of Woodson, North Carolina, in a little town called Stantonsburg, North Carolina. Grew up with an outhouse until I was 10 years old. I'm only 46 now, so this wasn't 100 years ago. Um, and so, that was the severe poverty, me and my grandmother. Then, trying to figure out how to ease the load of my grandmother, mad at the world because life wasn't seemed to be in my favor at the time. So I found my love and my support from the streets, and so I did that and found myself in prison by the age of 22. Um, Survived. Thank God I survived. And ironically, we'll get into it a little bit later, but prison was the best thing that ever happened to me. And so surviving prison, growing, learning, not really learning God, but definitely becoming closer to God in prison, and just asking God, like, I'm tired, bro. Like, what you want from me? And then, I talk about it in the book. And we had this. I was in the hole for 30 days, and we had this real conversation. Like, I don't know how other people talk to God. I know ain't no traditional prayer. Like, I talk to, I
Mm-hmm.
talk to him. Like, bro, like, this ain't working. Like, I know I ain't the worst. I ain't a demon. I ain't, like, what's going on? And he
Yeah.
said, I gave you every gift and talent that you ever needed, but you never did it for me. Trust me. Like, trust me. Don't just hear about me. Don't just know of me. Don't even just believe in me. I want you to trust me, and I want you to use your gifts and talents to let the people know what I've done for you. And that was the argument, between me and God. Like, what you mean? What you done for me? Like, my mom gone, dad ain't never been there. Like, I'm facing this 5 years in federal prison. Like, bro, my whole life has been chaos. He said, yeah, but
Yeah.
everything that you've been through, I brought you through. And it's for a purpose. It's for a reason. You just don't understand now. He said, but I want you to tell the people when I get you where you're going, how I saved you and how I brought you through. I brought you
Mm.
through. That you couldn't do it yourself. That you, the hustler, that you, the one that know everything and gonna make a way out of no way. That's me. That you at some point you're not gonna be in no position to help yourself. Nobody else
Yeah.
is gonna be able to help you either. You gonna know it's me. Um, and so coming from all of that, from poverty, like I said, working in tobacco field when I was young, to being Sean Ingram, the brand, the name, using my gifts and talents, traveling across this country, speaking, standing on stage, being a part of, I've been a part of some amazing things, country clubs, police advisory councils, on committees. And, so that was the prosperity part that, because as a child, I just wanted to be somebody. I just felt like I was a
Yeah.
nobody. And I've had mental health issues my whole life of that depression and would just want to be somebody, feeling like I was a nobody. So when I looked up one day and I saw people are smiling, people are excited for me to come in. I was like, man, God, like, Dad, this what's up. So I thought about that journey for real, and that is my journey from poverty to prison to prosperity. And so the book itself is, not even really, I mean, it is about me, but I didn't really want to make it so much about me, but more about the journey of what I've been through, how I got through, and what I learned from it to get me to where I am now.
Oh, that's good. That's good. My sister, she's a minister. One of my sisters, both of my sisters is a minister. The youngest one, we were having a conversation one time. She said, nobody wants to be on Front Street. Nobody wants to tell. I mean, you want to tell the good stuff, like I got
Hmm.
a car, I got the house, I
Yeah.
got, but don't nobody want to talk about the bit, the dirty, ugly, the
Yeah.
ugly stuff. And
The
she was
lonely
just saying,
nights, the heartache and
yeah,
pain,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
struggle.
But she was like, if you could just get from not really caring what people think and tell your testimony, you can really encourage some people. So I get it. I'm sure that they were excited to hear from you because when you opened up your mouth, you encouraged them, you inspired them, you spoke life, and you, especially with those the young ones, we need mentors, we need people to encourage our
Mhm,
youth today. And so I get it that people are just thirsty.
mhm,
That's just my opinion, but I feel
mhm,
people are thirsty and they're looking for what's good, what's
mhm,
encouraging, what's
mhm,
inspiring, and so you do that, so people receive you well. But I think everybody has been in that situation where you have where you talk to a Lord like, I know I I was brought up like you're not supposed to question God, but I was like, I know the scripture says you won't put more on me than I can bear, but this too much right here.
yeah,
This right
yeah,
here. And
yeah,
I had to have a conversation with the Lord. But in spite of that, like you said, even the things that we go through, it's not really about us. It is about us, but it's not just about us. My
mhm,
pastor says it all the time. You go through, you make it through, you can help somebody else
mhm, mhm.
get through.
I actually heard a interesting concept the other day. Matter of fact, the pastor
Mm,
was saying, he's like, about that same quote that God won't put on you more than you could bear. And he said, actually he will, because he wants to break you down to the point where you know that you can't bear it. There ain't
oh
nothing
my
that you could do.
gosh.
Like, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he did to Sean Ingram, right? Is like, because I am the hustler. Like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make a way out of nowhere. And he
Mm-hmm.
put me in a situation where there was nobody that could but him. No
Right. If you
prayers,
didn't do
no,
it, it wasn't gonna get
yeah,
done.
like
Yeah.
for real. And I know, and I personally know that. And that's when it changed. And that is the ironic thing. And I'm glad you said it earlier. I don't know if I've ever even said this before. It wasn't my intention to be inspirational to nobody. Like, I was ranting, I was ranting and raving. I was mad at the world. I was, saying even in spoken word, when I first became a spoken word artist, I couldn't understand why people was clapping. That thing used to make me so mad. Like, I'm telling you, I'm ready to kill myself. And then y'all sitting here
And then they
clapping and
sit there
standing
clapping.
ovations. Like, what? Like, what is really going on? So
Right.
God took me through this, honestly, entire process to understand, yeah, it ain't about me. It is for other people, and it is for this. And the selfish me is like, nah, bro, like, what? Like,
Right.
I can't even make it. Like, I'm not surviving. And then I heard something from TD Jakes the other day, said God is gonna put you in that position to make you strong enough to be strong enough, right?
Oh wow.
And the one that inspired, they go home broken. The one that builds go home, broken. And he said, but it's for the greater good, right? As God would always say. But that's a process too of getting to that point. I've just got to that point, and a lot of people, I understand. I appreciate what they're saying. Like, oh man, you're so strong. You're transparent. This and that. Well, I've been broken to that point where it just
It
won't
was a
nothing break me
process. Yeah.
anymore. You
Yes.
know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
And that's
Yes,
just
sir.
is like, ain't nothing nobody else could say about me. Ain't nothing. You know what I mean? And I've been through that. So it's like, all right, whatever. I've been crucified publicly. I've been torn down. I've been attacked in many ways. I've had great intentions that go through a sound bite on TV and it be turned all the way around. And my life started publicly young in a sense. So I've been through that process, and it's like the diamond, right? I've been through that process. I've been through the
Right.
process of God dug me up out of the ground. I was cold, and then
Right.
I went through the fire. I went through the pressure. I went through the refining. I went through
Mm-hmm.
the.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've gone through that process to be the person that you see me as now. And please don't think like I still got it all figured out, because me and Big Homie, we still have these conversations like, all right, now, bro, like, because it is, and I had to make that decision though. That was a conversation I had with myself last year.
Mm.
To say, okay, God chose you. People think I chose this. I didn't choose this. I didn't know I would have a gift for writing and speaking and all this stuff. I barely graduated high school. And so God chose me. So I had to make a decision to say, all right, I'm gonna rock with you. That was the conversation that I had with him in prison, that I ain't got nothing else to lose. Like, I done lost everything. I ain't got nothing else to lose. I done tried it my way, every way that I know how. Ain't nothing that I did work. You know what I mean? So, all
Yeah.
right, let me try you. And he told me, just give me.
That's good though too, because they look at you and they know that can't nobody else get the credit for it but God. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just one of those situations. Like, nobody's gonna be getting the credit. This is all God. God did it, and that's
Hmm.
just the way it is.
Hmm.
Whew. I hope
Thank
y'all
you.
ready. We just getting started.
I know.
It's good. I like these kind of conversations. Okay, so what genre would you say your book is?
um, but that's non-fictional right there. I mean, that is real life. That is definitely real life. That is my story, my journey. You know, very, very, transparent, very personal. But like I said, it was to a point where I knew it was help and bless others. Because the ironic thing about depression and loneliness, we do feel like we're alone. We feel like we ain't the only one that we're the only one that's
We
going
the
through it.
only one. Trick of the enemy.
Mhm,
Yeah, we the only one going through it.
mhm.
You show
So
right.
as I started standing on my platform, and my mentors would tell me, say, man, you are the example. You're the example for younger kids to say, hey, it's possible. I can make it. So I really had to stand on that. You know what I mean? And so that was the decision to even write the book. Even with my little brother, we've had many conversations about the book, because we talk about my mother in the book, and his
Mhm.
mother. Well, we got the same mother, but she was two different mothers in our lives, right? He's 8 years younger than me, so the mother I knew kind of changed by the time he came
Yeah,
along. So,
yeah, yeah.
it's just real. But, unfortunately, it ain't the only stories like that, right? So many of our youth, so many of our people go through those heartbreaking times, but it breaks us. And even realizing now, I'm still suffering from mental health issues that I've had when I was 8 years old. Like there's triggers and there's things. So and that's all I wanted to do was just really help start that healing process for somebody. First saying, hey, bro, you ain't the only one. Hey, sis, trust me, I understand, but let's keep fighting the good fight and let's not break down before we reach our breakthrough.
Well, God bless you, Sean, for having the courage to put your journey and your struggles in a book so that we can read and be encouraged and be
Thank you.
inspired not to give up. I want to Now, let me tell y'all something. So, Sean sent me this book. Let me tell y'all what he read. He wrote this in here. He says, "Even when you give up on yourself, never give up on God." And he signed it. He autographed it for me. But what I also like about this book is they're not chapters; they're lessons. And he
Mm,
has like 25 different lessons. So I'm gonna like maybe say one and then just give us a nugget. Like just okay,
okay,
okay.
definitely.
Let me see. Simplify your system.
So we think we make things too hard. We make things complicated. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like for everyone, my grandmama got a saying: "You too smart for your own good." Right? So that's kind of like you too smart for your own good. We make things too hard. Sometimes it's just simple. Sometimes 1 plus 1 is just 2. you know,
You know, I am
and
very analytical. I do. I think I
yeah,
overthink things sometimes. I know I
yeah.
do.
I told a person long ago, we was talking about business plans and stuff like that. They was like, "So what's your business plan?" I said, 1 plus 1 equal 2. You build and retain relationships. You put God first. If He gave me the vision to go get it, like I don't care about all that. You know what I mean? And I understand, right? Because we get to a point. I got to that point. I had
Yeah.
people around me, publicists around me, and they tell you what you should do, and oh, you can't charge this. Like, no, it's like
It's
God has
almost
blessed me with a gift.
intimidating.
Yeah, and God, well, because it's something to me is too much business and not enough personal. And I think in today's time we need to get back to more personal. And for me, it is about building and retaining relationships. If God has blessed me to come and speak somewhere, it's a blessing, for both parties, not just them, but for me also. Because somebody's paying me, somebody's feeding me, somebody's putting gas in my truck, whatever the case may be, when somebody else had to get up and go to work. So I had to break myself down and say, man, no, like simplify your system, man. If somebody called, if you can, go. Like stop, like you said, sweating the details, crossing every T, dotting every I. Like sometimes the mission and the ministry is more important than just the paperwork or the
That's
details of
good.
it.
Wow. That's good. Okay. Decrease your distractions.
Decrease your distractions is like I know for me, I don't sometimes I don't progress because I'm always looking at what's you might call and say, hey, Sean, do this or Sean, do that. So I know when you decrease your distractions, now you're more focused, and that's what that's all about. To stay focused, you got to decrease your distractions, and that might be whatever it is: a friend, a loved one, a family member, whatever that distraction is. Sometimes you got to break down and say, okay, what is my mission? What should my focus be on? And because I personally believe we live in seasons, right? A lot of my people say, "Oh man, it's my grind season, it's my success season." So sometimes you got a survival season. Sometimes you just got to focus on surviving. Like getting the next week. A lot of my times is just focused on like, okay, what do I need to do just to get through with this $22 that I got, that I only got, that's going to get me to Monday. I'll
And
be okay Monday,
it's like
but
Tuesday, the week before.
right?
Yes, sir.
And so, I had to decrease a lot of distractions. Like I can't do what everybody else do all the time. Like I can't go out and if we going to the beach, okay, that's cool. I see y'all when y'all get back. Like it's real for me. And especially when you're trying to build things, right? You're trying to build things, and people are always in your ear. People telling you what you should do. They ain't never done it. I didn't have no roadmap of how to be an author and motivational speaker. I just had a vision. So
Wow.
a lot of my time, and I come from a place where we don't believe in dreams. We come from Wilson. So I've never seen success in a magnitude like that. Our biggest, honestly, and I know people could contest coming from Wilson, especially young black people or even older black people. Like our biggest dream was getting on at Firestone, graduate, get on at Firestone, you made it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, and so I
Mm-hmm.
was like, nah, it was just something more in me. But I had to learn how to decrease them distractions because yeah, everybody got the answer until they faced with the problem. That make any sense?
It makes a whole lot of sense. And I like when you were talking, I was just like when you were talking, I was thinking about me because like when I get guests like you that come on, it encourages me. I'm an encourager. That's one of my gifts. That's I enjoy doing that. But sometimes I need it too. I'm a strong woman, but I need it too, you know.
We
And
all
so when
do.
you were saying that, I was like distractions because my brain is constantly it's almost like it won't settle, and I have to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's just always it's just always what I got to do. Is I'm just so stretched, and so I
Mm-hmm.
had to start first of all, I had to start prioritizing things because it started affecting my health. It was
Mm-hmm.
just too much. But do you like do what do you do to handle the voices? What do you do? Like, does
Well,
your
now I
mind
do. I got
always
yeah. It used to be. It definitely used to be. And so I was working with a therapist one time, and the first thing she taught me was how to say no. Like she put me on a project one week, be like, no, you got to say no 5 times this week. Like
no
you
is a
got to say
complete
no.
sentence.
Let me say something.
No is a
And,
complete sentence,
right. And
and it's
and
okay to say no.
and it's okay to say no because I was. People like, hey, can you come to my students' poems for my grandmama backyard barbecue? And I'm like, okay. And I would say yes to everything. And
About to pass out.
I had to and burning myself
That was
out.
me.
And that's what I found myself burnt out one time. And I actually came down with sarcoidosis probably about 6 years ago now. And
Oh
at the
wow.
height of my career at that, when people really started paying me to come and speak and things like that. And here I am losing my speech, right? Can't even breathe and things of that sort. So, it really did, and I just personally feel like God is always gonna sit me down. Like he always gonna be like, I done told this boy 10 times,
And
sit
he ain't
down
listening.
somewhere.
That's me.
All right, go on, sit down. You ain't got no choice now. Like I ain't even gonna let you speak. And so,
Mhm.
thank God that I survived that and it wasn't cancerous. But I had
Amen.
to prioritize, a lot more. Especially with family and then kids and there was a lot like you said because I didn't have a roadmap. I didn't have people that could just teach me how it should be done. So I'm just thinking grind, 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 grind. And so but I didn't understand the balance aspect of it and
Oh,
what
that's
that
good.
decreasing that
Balance.
yeah, but
Mhm.
what that does is decreasing the distractions. It helped bring that balance, right? It
Yeah.
helps because now
Yeah.
you're not stretched so far out. You're not so that chaos, right? It takes away from that chaos, so that brings that balance.
Was there any part of the book that was hardest to write, or any one of these lessons that was hardest to write?
All of them, all of them was. I rewrote that book probably 3 or 4 different times. Rewrote it because it was so personal, and then I had to go back in memories and dig up things that I intentionally buried away for my safety and for my mental health and my peace of mind, not even knowing, right? And so it was very painful to write at the same time. Um,
Can
and
we
so it
talk
was
about that a little bit?
definitely
Like, how do you know if you have some things that are
blocked
that you
out.
put away that you done kind of just for whatever reason, just like you said, to protect yourself or whatever? How do you what is evidence that that's there and you need to be healed from that?
When it hurts to think about it. You know what I mean? Honestly, like when I was because what I did truthfully for the book is I laid down. I laid down and really went into memory. I laid down and really started reminiscing. And there was some pain. There that pain inside your soul, like in the middle of your chest, like you're losing your breath. And that pain would come back. And we talking about memories when I was 8, 9 years old and things that I've seen and things that I've experienced and it hurt at 42, 40, you
Just
know
as
what I
bad as
mean?
it did
Just
when it was back
yeah, when
then.
I was 8 years old. And then, having conversations with my wife to say, hey, you got a lot of trauma that you haven't dealt with from childhood. And, and things of that sort. And I would, of course, argue that fact and be like, oh no, I'm straight, I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then when I would really sit down and think about it, I said, oh, the mistakes that I make now with 46 is because of the hurt that I had when I was 8. And that really made me think about us, and no disrespect to women and nothing, I just know as a man, right? We're still little boys trying to figure it out in a grown man's shoes now. So a lot of our trauma that we haven't dealt with carries over, and it continues to build. I mean, scab over, scab over, scab over. So a
Mhm.
lot of my, you know, heartache and pains would come out sometimes as a man. That anger, that them bursts would come out, and those irrational thoughts and decisions and actions would come out as a man. And so it's just, but that I had to go through that entire process writing this book. That pain, like it hurt, right? And then, unfortunately, well, fortunately and unfortunately, honestly, because a lot of the family members that I was talking about or speaking of, they gone, like they was dead and gone. So it wasn't no healing process through it. I couldn't go back and just talk to my mom about, hey, this
Oh,
is how
wow.
I really felt, or my uncles was gone because my family died early. My mother, my both my uncles, and my grandmother died by the time I was 30 years old. So it was just kind of me and my little brother left. So that loneliness at the same time, um, you know, writing it, I couldn't go back and talk to grandma about certain things and the recount. So I just kind of had to go off my memory of how it was.
Okay. Understand your uniqueness. These are some good lessons. Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you. Well, I think we don't know ourselves. I think, like you said, people will tell you how you should be or how you supposed to be or how it should be done, but everybody have their own uniqueness. Me and you was talking one time about radio.
Yeah.
Every radio broadcaster got their own thing that make people want to come see them. I always tell people, I said, people don't go back to, you know, Bojangles or let's say Denny's.
Mhm.
Denny's because of Denny's all the time. And sometimes it's that waitress, and the waitress is them, and they have those great conversations with the people. So now people go back to Denny's just for that waitress or just for that waiter. Um,
Mhm.
and you got to understand your own uniqueness. As an author, I had to understand my uniqueness. I had to find my voice as a spoken word artist, as an actor. Everything that I do, I had to find Sean Ingram. What is Sean Ingram good at? Um, and so when you understand your uniqueness, now you say, okay, my difference is a positive, not a negative. I think society will tell us our differences are negative instead of a
Yeah.
positive. So now we step back and we don't go get it. You know what I mean? Oh well, you supposed to speak like this and you supposed to do this and you supposed like no, like I'm do what I do. That's what God gave me to do. So let me figure it out. And I think that's what that is. Once you understand your uniqueness, now you understand how to put your twist to things. And now you're building your brand. Your brand isn't somebody else's brand or what people think they should be. Because one thing a publicist told me many, many years ago that really helped me and stuck with me, and she said, Sean, never sell a product, always sell yourself. The problem was I didn't even know myself.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because I was trying to be everybody or everything
What they
everybody else want
thought
to
you
be.
should be. Hmm.
You know?
Wow. By the way, y'all, there is a lesson brand your business in this
Your
book.
branding.
By the way, just so y'all know, I'm just saying. Okay. Um, this is so good. I do not want to stop. Are you okay?
I'm
Do you want to take
good.
a break?
I'm
Okay.
banging it up. No, we
Okay. Would you say bring it? Okay. All right. Here we
yeah,
go.
we got it.
Let's.
We good.
um, prophesize your purpose.
Prophesize your purpose. You gotta speak that thing. You know what I mean? Like one thing I do, I am a law of attraction person now. I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in the you know, what you speak, power is in the tongue, life and death is in the tongue. A lot of people don't listen to my spoken word truly. They entertained by it, right? They're intrigued by it, but I don't think they really listen. And so a lot of things that you see today, I've been speaking this thing for 20 years.
Wow.
Young Moses to the promised land, walking over quicksand, floating over troubled waters like back floating over God's hands. Still afraid, but I feel so safe knowing that he's holding me up. He'll never let me down. So even if I sink, I will not drown. God
Come
promised.
on, Sean.
My homage to God be the glory. This is my testimony. Like I speak into existence what I desire to be. So you gotta prophesize your purpose. You gotta talk about that thing. Like, okay, this is who I am. This is why I am. This is, the mission and ministry that God has for me. And that's what to me keeps me grounded and keeps me going, even the days that I want to give up, like we said earlier. And then I learned when I can't go on, when I feel like giving up, even when I stop believing in myself, I almost stop believing in God. So I'm like, all right, well, he got a purpose for this Sean Ingram thing. So let me just keep rocking with him. Like, all right, I'm out of gas, God. Like, I need you to carry me for a little bit, but I'll be all right. Let me get a couple of breaths, but I'm gonna be back on because I ain't giving up on the mission. I'm just tired right now, So you got to prophesize that purpose. Like I think so many, and I talk about this a lot. I'll say this, because it's like NBA Finals right now. Everybody believe in LeBron James. Everybody believe in their favorite actor, entertainer. But how many people
Mhm.
believe in themselves? Like, I had to learn to be my own cheerleader. I had to learn to, what I mean, cheer for myself. Like I had to learn how to, so I had to speak that thing
That's
and talk to
interesting. Like
myself.
you weren't looking for anybody else to validate you.
Yeah,
You
but I
were
did.
encouraging yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, because like I said, from where I come from, people like, how you gonna do that? You ain't got no money. Like, seeing no author where I'm from. Nobody ever talked about, Miguel Nunez is the closest person, and and he's down my family line. So just knowing his story, inspired me. But yeah, people didn't believe in that. So people would talk you out of your dreams more than they will encourage you to chase your
Dream
dreams.
killers.
You know, and I, and it,
Not even
and
realize
I,
that's what they're doing.
yeah, because they don't have the vision. And that's one thing I had to learn too. God gave you the vision. So your vision is, I mean, think about Noah, right? Noah was talking crazy to everybody. Rain 40 days for like, what are you
Yeah,
talking
they thought
about?
he was crazy.
Right. So when you're talking about a dream to people who never had a dream or never could see your dream anyway, and then, maybe didn't follow their dream, it sounds, like a foreign language to people. So I had to learn, like, okay, well, they're not going to prophesize to me my purpose. I got to prophesize my own purpose. Like, I got to get it straight from God and talk to myself. It is what it
Wow.
is. Let's go get it.
You know what I used to deal with, and I'm a lot better now than I was, but I used to always feel like I was so unworthy to be doing.
Hmm.
Like even
Hmm.
like this, like I would, and sometimes because I felt like that, because I look at the things I've done, I haven't been perfect. I mean, I try to live it right, but nobody's perfect. You make
Hmm.
mistakes. And I was like, I
Hmm.
mean, I dealt with that like for like a long
Hmm.
time, and confidence. Those were the
Hmm.
two. Like I guess they go hand in hand. Like feeling like
Definitely.
you're unworthy because you've done this, or you haven't walked the straight and narrow, or you turn left when you're supposed to turn right, and now here you
Hmm.
go. How are you gonna sit up here? Who are you?
Who are you? And that's the
And
question,
and
right?
who's gonna listen to what you have to say after
Hmm.
all you've done?
That's right.
And I'm
And that's why you got
so.
to speak that life into yourself. For me, it was intimidation because, like I said, I barely graduated high school. I graduated 120, 120 out of 100 and probably 30 or 40, right? Graduated
Mhm.
bottom of my class. And here I am standing on stages with people with 3 and 4 PhDs, and they've gone to Harvard. And, here I am speaking at colleges. And, you know what I mean? So it's just like, who are you to stand on these stages? Who are you to be a member of the city club or this prestigious country club? And, you come from nothing. Like, who are you? And for me, truthfully, but half the time I'm the only black person in the room. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I
I'm
can
the
relate to
youngest
that.
and the only black person in the room. So it's just very intimidating. It has been very
Psychologically, yeah, it
intimidating.
can, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
where
so
I
I
work
did. I
at,
had to
I'm the
start.
only black. Yeah,
So I had to I started having to hype myself up and be like, "Hey, bro, nah, you built for this. Like, this is why God chose you. Like, let's get it.
yeah,
And so a lot of my spoken word, truthfully, was those conversations with myself to say, nah, like I'm a young Moses to the promised land. I mean, I'm a young boy wonder with no shades on, dealt with a hand of our hearts, just getting my spades on. I'm something like amazing. I'm almost extravagant, the reflection of perfection, the mirror image of immaculate. But now y'all ain't just bragging on me, just giving all praise to thee who has allowed me to be through the good and the bad and the ugly that you see. Who has opened locked door using my gift as my key. So them prisons that they made now, they could never hold me. So I would encourage myself. through my spoken word, and that would put that like, all right, let's go get it. And that's what I would do. And I know I got a chapter in the book. I talk about it too, like how you get yourself ready. And that's what I would do before I go into the meetings. I would listen to music. I would listen to anything that inspired me, and then I would go
Encourage you,
into the
inspire. Yeah.
I would go into the meeting of who I want to be, not who I felt like I was at the moment, but who I
Oh,
felt
wow.
like.
So can you please say that again for the people in the back? What'd you just say?
Yeah. So I would go into the meeting like as that businessman. No matter what my bank account said, I'm going as that multimillionaire. Like and I changed my mindset where I don't ask for opportunities, I offer opportunities. Like I had
Wow.
to present myself as no, like this is a business meeting, this is a partnership. Like I know what I'm bringing to the table. You know what you're bringing. Because we walk in and you look and you got the mindset of your bank account in your mind, you ain't coming out with nothing. You know what I mean? So that intimidation and things of that sort. So I had to learn these little things to say, okay, let's inspire you, because like you said, it's not so much courage all the time and things of that sort. I'd be scared to death, but like I know I'm on this mission for a reason. So I know I have a purpose. So I had to encourage myself. It's like that old gospel song. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. So that's what I've
Yeah.
learned to do.
Yeah. Let's take a break. This is heavy. This is some heavy stuff. This is so good. This is so good. Um, what I'm going to do is, I believe this is a Sally B. Howard workshop, and you're singing a song, and I listened to the song. I can't remember. I think it's "I Need Thee," but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I'm
I can't
starting it
remember,
at
be
that.
honest with you. But let's check it out.
Okay, let's check it out. All right.
I need thee, oh, I need thee every hour, Lord. Lord, I need thee every hour. Bless me now, my Savior. For I come to because for how many days and nights that I was trapped away in that prison, it was as if I was buried alive. I mean, at times left for dead and forgotten my people, but still I survived. So now from the depths of hell, like that mule in the well, I had to emerge from the dirt. See, I brushed off my shoulders of all my pain and my hurt. I wiped away my tears. I conquered my greatest fear. So whether they love me or hate me, Sean Ingram forever lives. So I know they hear my footsteps. So I know that he be coming to make the miles and running over to be exact 186,000 miles per second before I travel at God's speed. Even the angels beg for me to slow down before I run directly into the grips of death. But I assured them that there's no need, for even the black runner himself can't run fast enough to catch and grasp what it is that he can't see. For I am he, Sean Ingram, one of the 40 chosen ones, blessed with an comprehension to shine as bright as the midnight while the midday sun. For see, I have walked through the darkest valleys, y'all, with God on one side of me and the devil on the other. So I got confused between what was right and wrong, because I learned that all was bad in the streets and in the struggle. See, I've been through the pain. I've taken showers in the rain, even had thoughts of committing suicide at times, but I thank God that I maintained. So how can you hold down a man with nothing in the world to lose? Get everything to gain. That's why I sing. I need thee, oh, I need thee every hour, Lord. Lord, I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior, for I come to thee. This one right here for my youth. Because like I said, this right here is my safe haven. The stage is my safe haven. This is where I'm at peace at. Because I know I'm doing what I need to be doing when I'm on
when I'm in this stage. You know, I tell my kids like, and I brought one of my homeboys, Life, through another spoken word artist, and he has this poem. Yeah, y'all give it up for Life.
Ooh. Yeah, we only got an hour show, so I couldn't keep going any
I know
longer.
that. Wow, I forgot all about it. So that, wow, that
Oh,
you went deep.
yeah, good, wasn't it? Good. Woo! Okay. Um, I want to stop for a minute. We're going to be giving one of these books away. So I want to do a little trivia while and while they try to figure out the answer, we'll still talk. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Okay. So hold on. Now, Sean, I put the question up here. Don't be trying to give everybody the answers and carrying
No,
on.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say
Okay.
nothing.
Okay. 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 Hold on.
I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get my face straight so I don't give away from facial expressions.
All right. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Well, my favorite color is red. So here is the question. What color is halfway between red and purple on a traditional color wheel? Here are your options: cardinal red, magenta, fire engine red, or burgundy. Put what you think it is in the comments for your chance to win one of Sean's books. All right, I know you know what it is, Sean, but don't you say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. All right. Um, what part of the book was most fun to write? Was it all serious? Was there anything fun?
No, in each part there was very fun moments because that is the beauty, right? That out of the pain there came some type of comfort or and the overcoming of it. So yeah, with sprinkled throughout the entire book, when I talk about lessons that I've learned from my grandmother, or even when I talk about going to an event one time and I slept in my truck and people didn't know it, um,
Wow.
even that was because it was like because I look back and I was like, man, boy, you really did what you had to do. And honestly, that's why now, like, I do feel so confident because I know I deserve it. A lot of people don't know the heartache and pain and the struggles that I've been through to get me to where I am now. So I can stand strong and say, but I deserve it. I cultivated that land. I plowed it, even in the storm. I deserve, every blessing that God allowed me to have because I stayed true and I stayed faithful to the mission. Many
Amen.
days that I felt like giving up. Some people might don't agree that you deserve a blessing, but I feel like you do. I feel like that's the test, right? I feel like you don't have a testimony until you have a test. And if you fail the test is giving up. Failing is giving up to me. But if you
Hmm.
survive, like I said, I know God know that you're gonna break down, and I know He know you want to give up, and I know But as long as you keep standing up, He gonna say, "Yo, you know what? That's my good and faithful servant right there. You all right with me?" And so
Yeah.
that's when the blessings come. And so we have to, acknowledge that and say, you know what? Thank you for the blessing, but understand and say, and that's why we get more to say, okay, I was diligent in that, so let me be diligent in everything else He got for me.
Yeah. Pastor Neil, he said something to me one time. He said, enjoy the little steps or enjoy those small things
Mm-hmm.
along the way. The big things too, but they're small things. Enjoy all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes like I'm still on a journey trying to finish some goals and stuff. And so for me, I I've been through so many major things. I don't really think about it on purpose. I
Mm-hmm.
don't dwell on it. I'm grateful, but I don't because I can't handle. I mean, when I start thinking about it,
Yeah, yeah, I definitely
there's no
understand.
way I should be sitting here doing this. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so like while I'm on my journey, I that's the only way I know how to like really stay focused and stay,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if that's healthy or not, but for me, every time when I even start thinking, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, it's just so much when you think about where the Lord has brought you from or where you could have been.
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
you're of your disobedience or where you could have been. Because I tell people this all the time. You don't know what the Lord is keeping you from.
Mm.
Like getting back, going to work, and getting back home is a luxury that people just take for granted.
That's true.
When you have like innocent people just gone. I mean, I
Yeah.
it's so deep, and when you start thinking about stuff like that, I mean, I remember when I think I was in my 30s. I was living in Houston at the time, and I ran to tell my pastor because I don't remember where we were, but a bullet went straight past. I heard it. It went straight past my head, and I was like
Mm.
tripping. I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was like,
I got a spoken
really?
word piece about that. That's crazy because
I
I've
mean,
had the same experience. I said he
I have some
shot, but he hit
stories.
not. I said he shot, but he hit not, but he almost grazed me. Fear closed my eyes, so I ain't even see when God saved me.
Yeah, I
Heard the
mean,
voice of an old lady, grandmama angel, baby saying, "Baby, you're digging your grave, so I'm praying for you faithfully." I mean, I knew why the bullet was coming at me, but you know,
I think
you
it was a
know,
stray. I don't know, but it
yeah.
just freaked me out because I knew. I heard it was like I heard it,
Mm.
and then so
No
I ran and
blessings,
told my pastor
definitely.
about it, and but like that's just one thing. I mean,
Mm.
God is just faithful, and he's good, and despite of how we mess everything up, he's
Mm.
always he's great is your faithfulness towards me, your loving kindness. It's just see. Let me hush.
Mm.
Go interview. Let me hush because see, I start see.
I know.
I'll be missing. It'll be like this
I know, right?
talking. So let me let me see. Um, Stimulate your support.
Stimulate your support is really just crying out for help. You gotta, a lot of times we always say we want support, but we don't speak to people. We don't tell people that we need support. Because it is that old mindset, right? To say I don't need nobody, I'm good. But in business that don't work like that. A lady told me one time, she said, I used to go to all these networking events, and she's like, "Son, you got to open your mouth." And we would sit in the corner and just wait for somebody we know. So I had to start learning how to ask for help because I come from a world, as Jay-Z said it best, I'd rather tighten my belt before I ask for help. But here I am running a nonprofit helping youth to say, no, you know what? I got to stimulate people to want to help me, help our youth. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So I had to
Hmm.
change that mindset, and I had to learn how to stimulate people um, to
How did you
support
change
me.
that mindset? Because I'm more of a giver, but sometimes it's difficult for me to receive. I love giving. I just love it.
Well, for me, it's
I'm just
like I said, it's the mission, right? Like, what's more important, my personal feelings or the mission? You know what I mean? Like one of my biggest issues in life has been rejection also. So for me to stand out, at a Walmart and asking people for support and 100 say no and 3 say yes, that crushes you, right? So I
yeah.
had to keep going because it ain't about me no more. It's about the youth. So I could take them, I could buy them shoes, I could, help feed them. And so it's like I had to build up that resilience and that endurance in a sense, that thick skin and say, I don't care how many people say no. I'm focusing on the people that say yes. So if a million people pass me and 900,000 say no, if that thousand say yes, okay, we winning. And
That's
so I
right.
had to build that mindset because I had it, like you said, because I come from a selfish world, right? Hustler mindset. Like, all right, it's about me. But when you're dealing with God and you're dealing with the youth doing what I do, it's like, bro,
Yeah.
what is that? I say, yeah, like that's real talk. So you could be
Hmm.
homeless too. I've been homeless too. You know what I mean? So I know what it is to sleep in my car. I know what it is to be in a truck when it's 2 degrees outside. So like you said, at the end of the day, and that's a lot of my resilience too. Is know, like we talked about earlier. I know what I've been through. I know what I've been through. So if I've got through that, I know I can get through a lot
Keep
more.
her
You
through.
know?
Yes.
Yeah. You know.
Wow, that's good. That's good. That's good. I used to feel like that too. And my sister's like, whoever's supposed to be here, be here. I understand now, Sean. I really understand now. There are people that are, I don't want to say assigned to me, but there are people that are connected to me. So I don't look at who's on. It doesn't bother me. Like if I have a show where I have a lot of people and then I don't, or they come back. It used to. I was like, what
Hmm.
am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
I don't care. There are
Yeah.
people that are, there are people that are, I don't know what the word, it's not assigned, but there are people like in your ministry. There are people that are going to be connected to you,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just keep doing what the Lord tells me to do and trust
Mm-hmm.
Him to take care of the rest. And that took a lot of pressure off of me.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
took a
Yeah.
whole lot of pressure off me thinking like that. Like this is not my ministry. This is the
Yeah.
Lord's ministry. He's just
Mm-hmm.
actually using me. I'm just a vessel to be used, and it's humbling for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's very humbling. People tell me I'm very humble, but it's very humbling because in my head, even when I was a radio announcer, I didn't go to school to be a radio announcer. I was in biology. I didn't take one media, and I'm
Wow.
doing divine drive, go home show full time.
Wow.
I mean, and the only how I got the job, they had a guest DJ for a day with the morning show host. So you
Mm.
write this letter. Why you think you want to be guest DJ for a day? Did
Mm.
that? They had me on there. I mean, it was crazy. And
Wow.
so, like, I just feel like I always felt like as quickly as I got it, the Lord could take it away. And so I try to take care of what He gives me. So people, like, even with this, they think, some people don't look at it as ministry, but for me, this is ministry. This
Mhm.
is ministry for me.
Definitely.
This is
Definitely.
this is a purpose. This is like my little baby. But
Mm-hmm.
so I you got to take care of. You have to take care of what the Lord gives you. You
Mm-hmm.
have to take. I mean, we pray over the shows. We pray over y'all. We do whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got to take care of. I don't even know how I got on that, but yeah, I think
And
it
it
is
and
that
it is
way,
a
y'all.
ministry. I have two different quotes. One of them is God help me because I help others. And then my other quote, which is a shirt also, God lifted me up so I can uplift you. Right. And that is the mindset. That is the ministry. When I don't feel like going, or because and I'll say this, I know time is running out. So when it comes to depression, and one thing I learned for me, when the devil attacks me, he attacks me to keep me from being Sean Ingram, to keep me from being what God created me to
That's
be, is
right.
the inspiration. Because when I'm depressed, I don't speak. I go into my little cave. I don't come out. I'm not inspiring nobody. I don't want to be bothered. So that's the way he attacks me. So I had to learn that, to say, hey, the devil is trying to keep you from being who God created you to be. So, bro, we got to feel, go through whatever you got to go through your process, but we got to get back at it. You got some work to do. And so that is my mindset now.
Wow, that's good. My body always gets attacked because I won't
Mm,
shut up. But
mm,
I think it was is a there's a there is a song. I can't think of who the artist is. Jazzy K Ward, my brother from another mother, DJ and manager in Alabama. He's on here with you. He
mm,
probably knows what it is. But it says, if Satan can stop you from bringing to birth
mm.
what the Lord has put in you, not only does He stop you, but He stops the people that you were supposed to
Definitely.
encourage and bless.
Mm,
So it's not it's much bigger than
mm,
us. And so, yeah. Whew. Okay.
mm.
Um, Sean, it is. I think I could talk to you for another hour. This is so good. Oh my God.
Thank you.
I can't believe the time is up. I got to get my daughter on here and we got to give some shout outs so you can find out who's hanging out with you. Then we're going to find out who the winner is and then we'll have some
Definitely.
final words with you. Is that okay?
Sure thing.
All right. Let me get my pumpkin on here. She's so tired. She actually teaches and today was her last day. I'm so jealous. But so let me get her on. Sorry, that was the wrong one, but there you go. All right, so Cheryl, who say hi to Sean. This is Sean, Mr. Sean
Hey, how
Ingram.
you doing?
What? I am doing good, tired,
Yes,
dazed,
um,
confused,
You enjoying
but
this conversation though?
absolutely motivated from this conversation. I'm
Yes,
just
thank you.
saying.
this is off the chain.
I just thought of like 10 people in my head that I know in other parts of the country that I can send this book to, that I feel like they just need it.
Blessing, definitely. Please go get the book. Everybody that see this, please go get the book. Please.
Please. We need more understanding in the world.
Where can they get your book at, Sean?
It's
While she's
available
getting
wherever
ready.
books are sold. Amazon, Target.com, Walmart.com, any bookstore, any local bookstore. Definitely just go in and ask for Pop from Poverty to Prison to Prosperity, or say the name Sean Ingram. And I have like 6 more also. So if you
Yeah,
want
you
the
got a
whole
lot of books.
collection, please check them out.
All right, Cheryl, who's hanging out with us?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say, hey, great grandma, because we just got the notice great grandma's watching. She watching on Facebook. Hey, great grandma. We also have Auntie Ada hanging out with us on Facebook and YouTube. It looks like. Hello, hello, hello. We got our sis Karan holding it down, moderator on our Twitch feed over there, hanging in with us, as well as our friend Brian Barzy as well. Good to see you. We have Miss Marilyn Ford tuning in with us on YouTube. Good to see you, sis. We have Shirley NBC, my lovely Gigi. She is here hanging out with us on Facebook. We have our girl Amy Worth tuning in with us on here on Facebook, as well as Walter D. Williams, president of the NAACP, Edwardsville chapter, hanging out with us as well. We have Miss Tina Wilson tuning in with us on Facebook, and I assume her sister Bonnie Wilson is somewhere watching closely with her. Good to see you both. We have Prophetess Tia Alicia, my beautiful auntie, tuning in with us. Good to see you. We have Jazzy K. Ward tuning in with us, as well as K Ward Radio on both Facebook and YouTube watching. Good to see you, brother. We have Lady E tuning in with us on Facebook. Hi, Lady E, Miss Enezer Lane tuning in. We also have Lady Jackson. Hi, Lady Jackson. Happy Friday. Tuning in on Facebook. Good to see you. We have obedient women of God tuning in here on Facebook as well. Good to see you. We hope you enjoyed the show. We have Mrs. Gerald tuning in. Hi, Mrs. Gerald. Good to see you on Facebook. We have Miss Kimberly Rogers tuning in. It's good to see you. I don't think I've seen your name in a minute, but it's so good to see you back. Hope you enjoyed. I think that's it.
All right. Do you have a winner for the trivia? Did you get a winner?
I sure do.
Okay, hold on. Let me put the answer. Sean, let me see if Sean know the answer. Let me put it up here. Okay, Sean, what do you think the answer is?
I actually thought it was like burgundy, but I don't know.
Gotcha. Nope. It is magenta.
Okay, that was my next choice.
So
I was like, it got to be one of the end of the spectrums.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Our winner is Brother Jazzy K. Ward.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jazzy. I need to talk to Jazzy too, so I'm gonna have to send him a message. All right. So let's allow you to give some final remarks, Sean. Before you do that, we definitely want to thank you so much. We are just so honored to have you on the show. OMG, Sean, you have got to come back. I hope that we did you well and took good care, because we have to have you back here. Oh my gosh. But thank you so much. Best wishes. Oh, hold on, Sean. We got to talk about this. Best wishes on your events and your youth projects. And tell us what's going on right here.
Voices is it's a play that's focusing on mental health, anxiety. Like I said, it's a look into manic depression. It's a conversation. It's a one-man stage play. Myself with 5 other voices, which is all mine at the same time. It's just that conversation of wanting to give up, encouraging yourself, finding ways to get through. So I think, what I pray is that it just will encourage and inspire somebody just to keep holding on at the end of the day. So.
Okay. I'll definitely put that on the Facebook page for those of you that want information about that. It'll be on the Facebook page after this. Best wishes, Sean, and
thank you.
I'm going to give you a chance to give, if you have any final words, give you a chance to do that, and then we're going to get out of here. You guys, next week, Kimberly Brewer, national recording artist, will be here. Make sure you are here. She's been here before. That's going to be an awesome show as well. All right, I'm going to let Sean take it. Oh, one more thing. Happy Memorial Day. Want to send a shout out to the people that gave their lives for us and the people that are fighting for us. We're going to make sure we recognize them. Okay, Sean, it's all yours. Promise.
Um, no, I want to say fight the good fight. Like I said, believe in yourself, even when you give up on yourself, never give up on God. Um, and I'll just leave you this little bit of spoken word piece. It says, I beat on my own chest just to keep myself alive, while drumming up my own courage just so I could survive this world that I'm living in. Is trying to trap my dreams in a box so small that even Tweety Bird can't sit in. But how can I get in where they won't let me fit in? And all I know to do now is kick down the door and run in. No black mask, only my black face, not even a gun, only hunger under the buck on my waist. Why they say I'm a disgrace, truly your dream deferred, not understanding that my spoken word is truly the Solomon's Proverbs, how prolific when they say when an amount that now worth no can imagine just giving my gift. I live to uplift, my desires to inspire. Now my only goal in life is to shatter the glass ceiling to keep my thoughts from going higher. For I am sire, king of my kingdom, and emperor of my empire. As a matter of fact, I'm the modern day Martin and the Malcolm without the glasses who they try to X out when I X'd out my doubt and then really started living that life that Jesus is all about.
Wow. That was awesome. That was awesome. All right, Sean. Well, thank you again.
Thank y'all so much for having me. Look forward to the next time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're a part of the FNL family, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Thank y'all. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Please go to the website. Like I said, we have the clothing collection, we have the books, new stage plays coming up. Hopefully, I'll be in an area near you soon. And if you can,
Oh, that'd
please
be
support
something.
our nonprofit, our mission, and our ministry. And just thank y'all for tuning in. God bless.
All right. You guys have a safe Memorial Day weekend, and Lord willing, we will see you next week. Same platform. Love you guys. Thanks again, Sean. Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night. Good night.
All right. All right. We out of here.